Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, and in today's episode of the custom showcase, it's gonna be a pretty brief one. I'm gonna show you what I did to this figure here, which is the um, DC Collectibles Essentials Wonder Woman. um, I really like this figure. The only issue with this figure was that there was limited possibility as far with the legs. So what I ended up doing to customize this figure is pretty simple. One of the first things that I did was using an X-Acto blade. I cut the skirt here because everything here was molded together, and couldn't really get this to move. If you wanted to split the legs open, you would have to stretch the plastic a lot. This part here was cut already, I think. Yeah, I didn't cut that. That's how the figure came. But the back part was not, so I ended up, gently cutting away at it to add more flexibility to the legs, right? The second thing that I ended up doing, which is pretty minor, well, there I go bumping the camera. The second thing that I ended up doing was pretty minor, right here on the at the knee. I ended up using my X-Acto knife with the this chisel blade, and I ended up just cutting a bit of the plastic here at the knee. I came in at an angle, and I ended up cutting it like this, just to add a deeper bend at the knee when it flexed forward. Almost like how you to get those exaggerated hip thrust type poses. So the leg kind of the leg at the knee, the shin hyperextends a little bit forward. So that's the purpose of cutting down some of the plastic here. It's not a lot, just a little bit. It hides behind the shin guard here. I still have to match the paint properly on this to hide, that I cut in there. But usually when the figure's posed, you're not gonna see where you cut into it. So I'm not too worried about it right now. But that's one of the other mods that I ended up doing on the figure. But the biggest mod that I did to customize this figure, was back here on old Wonder Woman's butt. So this figure literally had no flexibility going backwards. It had a lot of flexibility going forwards, but none backwards. It was, I mean, because the the plastic here on the joint here, on her butt cheek, would bump into on the blue plastic of her butt cheek, right? So what I ended up doing is I used my Dremel tool, not with this, blade. I used a rounder tip. Let me see if I can find it. But I ended up using this tip, this one right here. Actually, it was this one. So I ended up using this tip. See if it focuses. So I put that on the tip on the Dremel tool, the rotary tool. And what I ended up doing, I had to remove the legs from the figure, so as to not damage them. So I would pop these out, put in boiling water, soften the plastic, popped out the legs, and as you can see down here on the inside, I ended up carving out a rounder, a rounder contour on her butt cheek, so as to allow for a deeper leg bend going backwards. And you can see here how much I ended up taking out to accommodate for the flexibility of her butt, of her leg going backwards. I also ended up having to reshape the butt cheek here at the trunks, made it a little narrower, not so much, it didn't take off too much. Probably the thickness of a nail. I mean, it wasn't too much that I ended up removing, but I added a new, a contour to her undies here, which would allow again for more flexibility going backwards. Right, so I ended up doing that to both. You can see there's a lot of paint, the paint rub from the inside of her on her leg. This is from before I actually had to. I actually did the customizing, so still can't remove that. But yeah, now the figure has more flexibility going backwards, sideways, because I cut off the her skirt, and now this Wonder Woman is ready for action. Probably not gonna be able to see it properly because of the camera angle, but one of the complaints about this figure was that it couldn't stand up on its own. But with the changes that I was able to make, she stands up fine. So there you go. Just a quick fix on this Wonder Woman Essentials action figure. If you don't have a Dremel or a rotary tool, you could try using files. But I would recommend, if you're gonna try and do this custom, to get yourself, you don't have to spend a lot of money on a rotary tool. You can go to Harbor Freight, get an equivalent of a Dremel brand, and yeah, it's a great tool. I've started to use it a lot lately for other things, so it's a good investment. And yeah, so thank you for checking out my my channel. Drop a like if you like the video, comment, and if you're liking what you're seeing, subscribe. And yeah, thanks for watching.